As most people know, Mackenzie is the youngest out of the Ziegler sisters. After Mackenzie left the show, it literally didn't matter because her career and her resume went straight up in opportunity, and she was probably just as busy after Dance Moms as she was when she was on it. Mackenzie's resume is pretty packed, solid, and just full of like fun business ventures. And although I'm going to do my best to touch on everything, I'm only human. So if I miss one or two things, go cry about it. Okay, so starting off her fun resume with the industry of television. After Mackenzie Ziegler's departure from Dance Moms, Mackenzie Ziegler immediately got to star in 2 episodes of Nickelodeon's Nicky, Ricky, Dicky, and Dawn. Mackenzie's first episode being the 5th episode of the 2nd season, titled Unhappy Campers, in 2015, and in 2017, Kenzie starred in her 2nd episode on Nicky, Ricky, Dicky, and Dawn on the 3rd episode of the 3rd season, titled Keeping Up with the Quad-Dashians. I remember when Mackenzie was on the 1st episode, and I just remember my Instagram completely being saturated in her appearance on the show of people getting screen grabs from the episode. So moving on to her other television appearances after leaving Dance Moms. In 2018 to 2020, Mackenzie Ziegler was in 5 whole seasons, 49 episodes of this web series show presented on YouTube called Total Eclipse by Brat TV. Mackenzie played the role of Cassie, and it had pretty good engagement with audiences and its overall popularity. In 2018, Mackenzie excitedly got to be a part of Dancing with the Stars Jr.
It's Disney night on Dancing with the Stars Jr.
Mackenzie got all the way up until finals and getting to share a performance with Maddie, which was exciting and still exciting to go and look back on. Something else that is exciting to watch is Mackenzie's next TV show on her resume, and that would be in 2020 when Mackenzie got to dance as a tulip on the huge hit show Masked Dancer. Mackenzie got to be on 8 episodes of The Masked Dancer before being unmasked, ending off Mackenzie's resume with all things in the TV industry. Mackenzie appeared on another dance competition show, which premiered on the Roku channel, titled Floored, which was hosted by Liza Koshy. Had random guest judges appearing throughout, and together Maddie and Mackenzie got to guest judge for the dancing, obviously, for one of the episodes. All right, so we're moving on to another category on Mackenzie's packed resume, and that's all things under films. It seems like Mackenzie Ziegler appeared in the Brat TV Holiday Spectacular movie in 2018, of course appearing as her regular character Cassie, like from her show Total Eclipse. In 2018, Mackenzie then upped the ante regarding her resume because in this second film, she did not just act, but she voice acted in her first animated film titled Ice Princess. In the US version, Mackenzie voiced one of the leading main characters, aka the literal Ice Princess, in the movie, her name being Lily. Lily and a little dragon randomly meet each other one day and like go on this crazy adventure. I don't know. I've never seen this movie, but I believe it made 5 million worldwide. This animated movie has like a 33% overall approval rating from Rotten Tomatoes, and whatever is in this movie is not mixing well with people and their babies because the reviews are crazy. Like, some people were saying it was like demonic or something. I don't know. I saw one comment and the mom was like, I guess the imagery was too much for her child. I don't know. In 2021, Kenzie played the role of Ivy in the independent horror sci-fi film titled Let Us In. I don't know how it did in the box office, but the plot is interesting. It's about 3 teenager strangers who take shelter in an abandoned haunted house. Now, finally moving on to the last acting moments on Mackenzie's resume. I feel like a lot of people don't know this. I mean, maybe now because on Dear Dance Mom, Melissa just admitted this on the podcast. For 3 weeks, Mackenzie Ziegler, I believe it was like 53 or 54 shows straight, starred as the leading role of Dorothy in a stage production of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz in Pasadena, California. Mackenzie starred in this on-stage production next to huge names like Juan Pablo, aka Kimmy Gibbler's husband from Fuller House.
Really cool, because it kind of feels like I'm like on Broadway because I'm doing like theater, so.
Mackenzie at this point, in my opinion, has solidified herself as one of the most diverse resumes coming out of Dance Moms, and we aren't even done covering all of her achievements. All right, so moving on to another category of Mackenzie Ziegler's resume, and that's in the writing world. In 2018, Mackenzie Ziegler diversifies her resume by publishing a self-help book positively titled Kenzie's Rules for Life: How to Be Happy, Healthy, and Dance to Your Own Beat. This self-help book is pretty self-explanatory to its plot. This book was honestly genius for Mackenzie to publish because it spoke directly to her core audiences at the time, aiming to motivate and inspire young readers, and it had pretty positive reviews. All right, so this is the category that is like, keep up with me. This is the category of business and fashion. I had no idea that Mackenzie, actually I kind of already knew. Kenzie has now not just made herself known as a dancer, a judge, a singer, an actress, but also a fashion forward influencer and entrepreneur. Like I said earlier, Kenzie went from busy dance mom schedule to an even busier, more diverse schedule since her departure from Dance Moms, starting with 2016. In 2016, literally the same year that Mackenzie left Dance Moms, Mackenzie and her friend released a t-shirt line called T42. I presume that this was a pretty successful business venture because on Instagram, the business was able to amass over 60,000 followers in 2 years that it was in business for. They seem to have produced many photo shoots for this t-shirt line. I also think that it was successful because the fashion of these t-shirts are so 2016 coded, essentially perfect for the fashion back in 2016 and 2017. This business venture later ended around 2018. The next brand that Kenzie collaborated with, I just know made so much money. Mackenzie got to be a part of a huge collaboration because I remember this hype around this collaboration and the fans were going too crazy. I actually even remember wanting this particular thing because the marketing was just so good. But like I said earlier, I've always been a cheerleader. But that huge business was the infamous business venture collaboration with the Turnboard brand in 2016. Mackenzie and Turnboard created a line of merchandise with dance-related brands, releasing the Mackenzie Ziegler Turnboard in 2016, which was very successful. Kenzie's Turnboard was different than the other Turnboards because Kenzie's board had a cool feature on it that connected to your phone, and it was able to read your turns and the speed, and it just gave you a overall turn score. That was one of like the biggest ventures that I remember, honestly. Love Kenzie was a fun cosmetic line that Mackenzie and Loft Entertainment launched in 2018, geared towards tweens and teens. Once again, this was a perfect makeup for success because in the years of like 2014 to 2018, specifically, I feel like Mackenzie Ziegler and pretty much all the rest of the Dance Moms cast during this particular moment in time, they all had this crazy powerful audience, and it seemed like anything that their face and name was on that was geared towards teens and tweens and like maybe like 10-year-olds, it was just the perfect antidote for profit and success. Going back to what I said earlier, this huge powerful moment in time for Mackenzie from 2014 to 2018, Mackenzie was the it girl for young adolescents, and it seems like Emily West also saw that. In 2017, Emily West saw this obvious connection and made Mackenzie Ziegler an ambassador for the Emily West girls fashion line sold in Kohl's. I'm not sure how it did profit-wise, but I can assume that this collaboration was an obvious success. You know who else saw this huge platform and momentum that Mackenzie Ziegler had during this time? Justice. That's right, the huge kids clothing brand Justice also saw this opportunity with Mackenzie's platform, and they took it and ran with it. Twice. The first collaboration being in 2017, where Mackenzie announced a positive athletic apparel line that was sold in Justice stores and online. Mackenzie then releases another collection with Justice clothing in the springtime around 2018. This was a pretty successful and honest collaboration for both parties. This collaboration certainly heightened Mackenzie's presence in the fashion industry. I know that Justice is a kids and tweens fashion store, but this collaboration put Kenzie in a slightly different light, and it got her to be taken more serious within like the fashion industry. I don't know how to explain it. Particularly Emily West and Justice both saw this crazy potential in Mackenzie and her platform, and another brand saw that and ran with it. And that brand is called Fanjoy. Fanjoy clearly wanted a piece of the pie as well. And in 2019, Mackenzie and Fanjoy partnered on a clothing collection geared directly towards her fan base. And it just reflected Mackenzie's like personal style, it seems. After that, Mackenzie then gets to partner with Francesca's, and they collaborated on a huge clothing brand, which did very well profit-wise and popularity-wise. So ending this huge business fashion category on Mackenzie's resume with one of Mackenzie's biggest and most hyped, most marketed collaboration that's on her resume. And that's in 2023 when her and her sister Maddie launched a back to school fashion collection from American Eagle. If you're even slightly a Dance Moms fan, then you for sure have seen this hype around this very successful collaboration. I couldn't even go on Instagram or TikTok without seeing all the buzz around this collection, and rightfully so. I think that Maddie and Mackenzie did their big one with this collection, honestly. The timing was perfect. The fact that it was both Ziegler sisters, they had American Eagle backing them on this whole thing. The photo shoots all hit, and overall just the marketing did exactly what it was supposed to do, and just, I don't know, it was just an insanely successful collab. Okay, so moving on to one of her next categories on her resume, and that's all things social media / YouTube. The social media presence Mackenzie has been able to obtain is certainly noteworthy to add in this video. Mackenzie has easily amassed significant followings on various platforms, including over 14 million Instagram followers, over 23 million on TikTok, and 3.84 million YouTube subscribers as of December of 2024. Mackenzie Ziegler also has another YouTube account, which has 148,000 subs on it. But I did want to add and just make sure that I put out there that, you know, just like all of the Dance Moms girls and moms, Mackenzie has numerous commercial appearances, numerous brand partnerships, numerous media engagements, video ads, sponsorship posts, brand promos, all across her different platforms. So I'm not going to be able to include every single one because it's just so extensive and just countless. Mackenzie has leveraged her platform to collaborate with various brands, participate in many magazine photo shoots, and attend high-profile events, and appear in different YouTube videos for huge brands and platforms. And also, after her time on Dance Moms, I thought I should include that Mackenzie participated in different dance workshops sporadically throughout 2016 to 2019. Okay, so we are finally getting to like the end of it. The last category that we are going to talk about on Mackenzie's resume since leaving Dance Moms is all things tours, singing, and music. You could tell that this particular thing is what brings Kenzie the most like excitement, happiness. And to anybody who doesn't know much about like Dance Moms, like Mackenzie has always been into singing. She's always been singing. Abby literally always talks about her first album, how she paid $1 million for it and she's never seen a cent for it or something like that. But you could just clearly tell that music is Mackenzie's true passion, and that's where she clearly feels very confident in. As you can already hear, Mackenzie's resume is pretty intense and diverse, but this music thing on her resume is a whole nother world. Just alone, including her time on Dance Moms, Mackenzie Ziegler has overall came out with 3 albums, starting out in 2014 with her first album titled Mackenzie. Moving on to her second studio album titled Phases, released 4 years later in 2018, and closing off with her last album released to date, and that's Biting My Tongue, released earlier this year in 2024. Hey, jump scare. Don't mind my hair, it's in a bun. Anyway, I am right now editing this video, and I just wanted to say that I literally sat here and named every single song that Mackenzie has ever produced, and I'm taking it all out. But I am going to touch on some songs that I feel like should be talked about. Okay, bye, enjoy the rest of the video. Aside from her albums, Mackenzie has released many different singles throughout the year, starting in 2014 with her first single titled Girl Party. If you watch Dance Moms, then you of course know about that one. Within the year 2016, and Mackenzie released a huge hit song with Johnny Orlando titled Day and Night, which later took her on a huge tour, but let's continue naming her singles released and we'll get back to that. Going back to Johnny Orlando, Mackenzie and Johnny came out with yet another single together titled What If in 2018, and the next one is called 100 Degrees. 100 Degrees saw a lot of traction and popularity. I would say 100 Degrees slightly elevated Mackenzie in the music industry. I don't know, I could be wrong, but that's just how I see it. Like, I remember seeing the promo and marketing for 100 Degrees a lot. And other than 100 Degrees and Girl Party, certainly this third release put Mackenzie on the map and as someone to take more serious as a singer. And that's her huge song, Anatomy. This song was like the perfect antidote for success because the actual song is very vulnerable and is talking about something that I don't even feel like is sung a lot. And most Dance Moms fans know that this is something personal to Mackenzie. Like just the whole vibe of their dad and the whole family dynamic of theirs. It's an issue that just a lot of people can relate to. The music video for Anatomy was really hyped because Maddie Ziegler helped choreograph it. And like I said, the topic was genius. I actually personally have this song on my playlist, and this song truly blew her up in the music industry. Like truly, truly, truly. To anybody who like knows. But as far as tours, Mackenzie Ziegler has 2 tours under her belt. 3 if you're including like any Dance Moms tours. Mackenzie and artist Johnny Orlando came out with a single in 2016, like I said earlier, titled Day and Night. This collaboration for the 2 artists completely skyrocketed in popularity, being viewed over 25 million times, which of course excitedly called for a whole entire tour. The Day and Night tour, which took place in 2017 to 2018, where they performed all around the UK and North America. Not sure how this tour did in sales, but it had to have been successful because the 2 came back together for their second song collaboration in 2018 titled What If, like I said earlier. Mackenzie and Johnny's Day and Night tour / collaboration did nothing but good for both of the artists, honestly. Their brands and popularity, all of those things just overall. And it's also the fact that they were both kind of new to this whole music industry thing and the world of touring. Probably such a good and safe place and learning opportunity for both Mackenzie and Johnny. Mackenzie's second tour is actually currently happening right now. In September, Mackenzie announced that she will be the opening act for Amber Rockwood on the Amber Rockwood tour. Amber Rockwood is a producer, singer, vocalist, and multi-instrumentalist.
And I am going on tour with Mark Amber. I'm so excited.
This is clearly a huge opportunity for Mackenzie because she's able to sing her new music from her new album, Biting My Tongue, that she just came out with. She's been performing in places like Philadelphia, Los Angeles, Nashville, Chicago, New York, Arizona, and still many other states. Slowly closing off this segment on all things Mackenzie Ziegler's resume after leaving Dance Moms, I also just wanted to throw in some of Mackenzie's awards that she got since her departure from Dance Moms. And Mackenzie in 2016 was a nominee for the Teen's Choice Awards, and in 2018, Mackenzie actually won at the Teen Choice Awards as Choice Muser, which is pretty huge and exciting, obviously. As far as Mackenzie's upcoming project, she's hitting up the acting industry and will be featured in a drama that's not out yet, and that movie is titled Shaky Ground, portraying someone named Lisa. Her second project is a comedy titled She Dances, and it looks like Mackenzie will be portraying the role of someone named Kat. Like I said earlier, Mackenzie definitely has her thing, which is singing, but she's literally dabbled into anything in the industry of acting, dancing, being a guest judge, reality TV, all the things that come with being an influencer, voice acting, collaborating with huge fashion companies and businesses, modeling, and still more. Mackenzie has certainly made a new name for herself, which is awesome to see because there was certainly a moment in time years ago when people were referring to her as Maddie Ziegler's little sister. Once again, y'all, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please subscribe, bro. Please. Obviously, the next video will be on all things Maddie Ziegler and her resume, which is going to be a even more huge video. So I am looking forward to that. And yeah, I hope you have a great day. God bless. Please.